Everyone, welcome. Keep sharing the link, keep sharing, keep sending reminders. Awesome, we're live on Facebook now. Got it. Keep sending, keep sending. You're on Facebook, tell me where you're joining from. Everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Sometimes my Facebook catches up, so let me just go on Facebook to make some correction. Just to make the privacy public and all that. So welcome everyone. Keep sharing where you're joining from. You can see you at Kaminin, Nigeria, Lami, Kubwa, Nigeria. Where are you joining from? Drop that in the comments. Where are you joining from? Drop it in the comments. How has been your day? I hope your day was great. Today being marking the 3rd year I've been in my company, Longreach. You know, we got to talk about some of the issues affecting women to mark my 3rd year anniversary, and with my team, the Global Bosses Network, and Longreach in general, and also network marketing for the past 15 years. So super excited to be in your midst. I hope you're all doing great. Tell me how excited you are. Drop it in the comments. Drop it. Put some lights in the house. Put some fire in the house and tell me where you're joining from. For me, I'm joining from Kenya. I've been here for almost 2 months now, going to 2 months. Abuja, Ivory, you still there, Abuja? Don't finish the P video. Welcome. Bristol, Lois, Zulu, Zambia. Hi, Zambia. Lois, Pepsin from Sierra Leone. We have people from different countries here. True, Ivory, PV not the finish. PV not the finish. We have over almost 8 billion people. Now. Then 042. Belize. Harriet from Zambia. So what you do, keep sharing, share. Let's light up this room. This room can take 500 here on Zoom, then others can join on Facebook. So keep sharing this link. Make sure you have all your female friends here. Tell them to come and hear, because tonight's presentation is going to be bombed. Temi Tokwe from Nigeria. Link. Somebody is asking of Link. How did you get here if you're asking of Link? You're a suspect. Or you're a prospect. Tell me. Facebook link. Yeah, my Facebook page, Charles Tambo. Charles Tambo is a page they can go and watch. I thought you're asking of the Zoom link. Messi from Lagos. Precious from Senegal. Woo! Welcome, welcome. Uche from Abuja. So welcome everyone. Keep sharing, and make sure you share the Zoom link on all your groups. Let them be here. Share. We want everyone to be here. Every woman, and every man that has a woman. I have 3 lovely girls and my wife, 4 women. Imagine that. So every man that has a woman, and there is no man that doesn't have a woman, must have a mother too. And your mother will have a woman. So everybody has a woman. They need to be here. Mercy, Sharon, I can see you. Are you in your workplace? How are you? Chiamaka from Imo, Syria from Cameroon. So welcome everyone. Keep sharing. If you're on Facebook, let me go on Facebook and do some shout out before we get started. Let me check if our guest is here now. Oh, okay. Let's expect that. So Monica from Makurdi. So Lillian, I can see you. Tell me where you're joining from if you're on Facebook, and share this webinar tonight. Keep sharing, and if you have shared on Facebook, type shared so that I can do a shout out to you. Then if you appreciate women, send them the link. Tell them they have to be part of this. Every woman has to be part of this training tonight. Mary Jane from Warri, welcome. Can see you, Ebony Helen. Hi, it's UK. Sylvia Lawson, now it's Ghana. Kisumu, Bets from Kisumu, Kenya. That's great. Hi, Kisumu. Hope you're doing great. You just reminded me, Kisumu. Okay. Okay. Kisumu was the last place we county went. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I celebrate you all. Matthias from Dubai. Dubai. Welcome. Everyone, welcome. Keep sharing. We're increasing in number. That's awesome. Awesome. Yes. I believe we have our guest here now. How many of us had amazing experience with our last product training? If you had an amazing experience, you had an aha moment when we had that training with Julie Kariuki. I want you to drop 11111 in the comments. Drop it. You had an amazing experience. Aha moment. You look like a baby. During the presentation, you got a lots of value. Drop 111 in the comments. So today is going to be a different one, no? Today we're going to learn a lot from the training tonight. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Charles Tambo. I'm the boss of the Global Bosses Network. That's my line, huh? How many of us love that line anytime you see me? The boss of the Global Bosses Network. I'm a two-star director with Longbridge Bioscience International. I've been in network marketing for the past 15 years. I was a civil servant, worked 12 years with the government before I resigned, and this is what I'm doing full-time. I sell sanitary pads for a living. I'm married. I have 3 lovely girls with my beautiful wife on my terms. So I'm super excited helping women to live a better life. And that is why I'm having this section today that has to do with women. And so as long as you have a woman in your life, you need to be part of this so that you can learn a lot tonight. I guarantee you that at the end of this training, you're going to buy me some dawa. If you're in Kenya, then if you're not in Kenya, you are going to import my Longbridge wine. So let's make welcome our guest tonight. She's a trainer, she's a coach, a mentor, she's an administrator, and she has really helped so many people when it comes to her profession. The first time I listened to her presentation, that got my attention and said, this is someone that is very good, and everybody needed to come listen to what she has. She has really helped a lot of people get to understand what this business is all about. Yeah, and she has also worked in various industries, high multinational companies, and so she knows what it means to lead a group. Then aside that, personally, I call her a doctor because her knowledge when it comes to health issues is mind-boggling. So tonight, I believe she's not going to fall my hand because I know she's going to break it. So ladies and gentlemen, with fire emoji, with all the emojis you have, anything you know is going to light up this roof, break this roof, make this room on fire. I want you to make welcome Julie Kariuki, all the way from Kenya. Julie, are you there?
Yes, boss. Yes, boss. I'm here.
Okay. You have the floor.
Thank you all so much. Thank you all for joining this meeting. As you all know me, my name is Julie Kariuki from Kenya. I'm so delighted, and I find it a great honor and pleasure to be given this opportunity by our star director and our super leader, Charles Tambo, to be able to share on today's topic, which is menstrual health. Basically, I'm going to be touching on menstrual cycle. We're going to be touching on products to use during those days. So this is particularly in relation to women, but also men are welcome to join. I can already see some in the meeting. Of course, as a man, you came from a woman, number one. The second thing is that you will one day get married. If you're not married yet, you'll one day get married to a woman. So basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go right into it. So on menstrual health now, the essence of femininity is to absolutely love being a woman. Yeah, the essence of femininity is to absolutely love being a woman. So yeah, my screen is up. The essence of femininity is to absolutely love being a woman. This is such a natural thing. Yeah, it was God intended for each and every female, not only as humans, but also in the animal kingdom. Like, I was so shocked the other day, not so long ago, let's say like 5 months ago, to actually see our dog at home menstruating, you know, and I was asking why what's happening? And my biology just, oh, by the way, animals too. Yeah, so it's a very natural process. And but today, of course, we are having a human meeting, so we're gonna focus on the human aspect of menstruation. So a woman's reproductive health is something that is so important. One is because in a woman's womb, there's another chance to make a better world. Yeah, so if you're here, you're a woman, give it up for yourself. Being a woman is a big deal. So women's health is menstrual health. So we're going to be looking at how menstrual health basically touches on women's health in general. So the first thing we're gonna have to understand is why do we menstruate? Why do women have periods? And the reason is just simple. It's because every single month, a woman's body prepares for pregnancy. Yeah, and if a woman does not get pregnant, the body automatically starts to shed off the uterus lining. So this is usually a process where your body or a woman's body starts to prepare the reproductive organs that are associated with life in preparation for pregnancy. So it usually occurs in phases, yeah? By the time you actually get to menstruate, there's a whole lot of a process that has happened before. So what are these processes? So actually during the days, day 1 to day 5 of menstrual phase is usually the first day of menstrual bleeding, and usually considered the first day of the cycle. So usually bleeding is usually between the first 2 days, and it's usually heavier for most women. They will notice that the menstrual flow is heavier on the second day. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that. I don't know what just happened to my presentation. Sorry about that. Let me just project again. Yeah, so we usually have menstrual disorders, and this, unfortunately, not every woman has a smooth menstrual process. And with menstrual disorders, you find that some women experiences with their periods varies widely, and it's important that every woman is able to absorb how their menstrual flow varies in each and every cycle or each and every month. So we have a cycle regularity. So is it regular each month? Yeah, is it regular or is it irregular or is it absent? Duration of the period, is it prolonged? Is it typical or is it shortened? Volume of menstrual flow, is it heavy or is it light or is it just a normal flow? So for a woman to have periods, like I earlier mentioned, it's a whole lot of process, which usually starts from the brain, also the hypothalamus. And then this is also controlled by another gland called the pituitary gland, and then which communicates with the ovaries, which communicates with the hormones involved in the uterus. So the period is a natural occurrence, and it's the body's preparation for pregnancy. Yeah, so we have period symptoms which entail cramping, tender breasts, bloating, mood swings, irritability, headaches, tiredness, and low back pain. So as we have looked at the menstrual phase, yeah, we usually, let's go back to how it happens before the woman menstruates. Now we have something we call the follicular phase. Now, follicular phase is usually day 6 to day 14. And here is when now bleeding stops. Now, after menstruation, the bleeding stops, yeah? Now, the uterus lining starts to thicken, starts to prepare again for pregnancy. So it's usually a continuous process. The moment a lady stops menstruating, the body starts preparing again for pregnancy. So this time, the uterus lining starts to prepare itself. So it starts to thicken, it starts to become thicker and thicker, it starts to become enriched with blood and nutrients. And then now we come to the ovulation phase. Now this is where now a woman will release something we call an egg. Yeah, so every single cycle, a woman releases 1 egg. Now, this is a reason why you find most women will get single children. They'll get 1 child. And then we have some who will get twins, or they will get 3 kids. The women who get twins are the ones who are lucky enough to ovulate 2 eggs in a cycle. So now the sperm fertilizes the 2 eggs. So for those women who get triplets, they were able to release 3 eggs in a cycle. But basically, on a normal level, every woman ovulates 1 egg per cycle. Only in special cases do they ovulate 2 or 3. And that is why many women do not have twins, or unless it is genetically modified, or has a woman has taken some medication or something to be able to ovulate twice. But naturally, or if it's not genetic, naturally every woman releases 1 egg per cycle. So in the ovulation phase, it's usually between day 14 to day 25. For every woman to check their cycle, they realize that after menstruation, on either the 14th, between the 14th, 15th, 16th day, that is when they are most fertile. That is when they're releasing an egg. Yeah, so now we have the luteal phase. Now the luteal phase is where your body recognizes that, oh, we didn't get lucky this month. The egg was not fertilized. So what happens is that now your body starts to prepare now to shed off the uterus that it had prepared for pregnancy. So this is when now the cycle begins again and your day 1 of menstrual bleeding starts. Yeah, so in this case, your body is now releasing the tissue, it's releasing the uterus lining, and it releases this in form of blood. So now the woman starts to menstruate. Yeah. So we have symptoms of PMS, like we said, we have bloating, breast swelling, and in every menstrual cycle, it's very important that a woman observes the color of her flow. So if you're keen enough to see, you will see that sometimes your flow is either bright red, sometimes it's cranberry, sometimes it's blueberry. Cranberry is in between red and dark. And then sometimes you'll see it's really dark. So the color of your menstrual, of your periods says a lot about the hormonal levels in your body. So we have when a woman, when you see that when you look at your pad, when you're menstruating, and you see that the color is bright red, yeah, it means that you have low estrogen levels. So estrogen is one hormone that is associated with menstruation and fertility, also the whole process of ovulating. So we have estrogen and progesterone. These are 2 hormones that are associated with female reproduction. So during the time when you see the flow is cranberry, that is between red color and a dark, it's in between. It shows that your hormonal levels are balanced. Yeah, so the estrogen levels are okay and the progesterone levels are okay. But when you see that the menstrual flow, your menstrual flow is too dark, yeah, when it's too dark, that means that you have high estrogen levels. Now we're going to be looking at the dangers of having imbalanced hormones, and it's something you can actually track during your menstrual period. When you have imbalance of the 2 hormones, estrogen and progesterone, you risk having issues like fibroids, yeah, and cysts. So it is very important to have these hormones at a balance. Now, there's also something else that happens, pimples during periods. Yeah, there's that one thing or one time, I'm sure every woman, if not all, have experienced that time when there's a bud, you know, like you're budding some few pimples on your face. It could be even one big one, one major one that just came, you know, and is representing its fellow brothers and sisters on your face. So pimples during periods also are as a result of hormonal changes. And actually you realize that sometimes when your hormonal levels are are high during that time, there's also increased production of sebum. Yeah, so you start to have high sebum levels. Sebum is the oil that is usually below our skin. So now we have something else, which is blood clotting during menstruation. So is blood clotting normal? What does it, what causes it, or what do you do about it? Now, blood clot is very, very normal. Yeah, it is very normal. So you find that why would a lady see some blood clots? Now, it's what happens with blood clots is that when the uterus is shedding off, yeah, blood picks up in a pool, and immediately as it picks up, it starts to become thick. So what happens is that your body starts to release anticoagulants, yeah, which help to easen the thickness of the blood that has come into a pool, making it a bit thinner so that it's able to pass out. Yeah, it's able to pass out. So for women who have normal flow or lighter flow, they may not really experience a lot of blood clots, but women who have heavy flow will experience a lot of blood clots, simply because as the blood is coming out, there's so much blood and it's picking up in pools and pools and pools. So also as it's coming out, most of the time it's coming out in form of big clots, yeah? So clots are normal, but when you see when you are experiencing heavy bleeding and you have more clots, you need to see the doctor and see how the doctor can be able to see the reason why you're having heavy flow, and also the reason why you're passing out so many clots. So the underlying causes will be physical and hormonal factors can impact your menstrual cycle and create a heavy flow. So basically, we have uterine obstructions. During this time, we have uterine obstructions, and also in regards to the whole reproductive health. When it comes to your uterus, yeah, there are certain things that happen to your uterus. One, it could be growths are forming on your uterus. You have lining. The uterus lining is forming outside the uterus, which forms a condition called endometriosis. Yeah, we have adenomyosis, which is where your uterus lining is forming again inside the uterus. So now what happens is that your uterus becomes thicker and thicker and thicker. Then we have cancerous tumors, normally, especially for people who have cervical cancer, or some type of cancers associated with the reproductive area, could cause uterine obstructions, then hormonal imbalance. So it's very important for a lady to check her, to be able to look at how she can bring balance to her hormones. And one of the things that causes hormonal imbalance will be use of things like birth control pills, yeah, stress levels. So signs of a problem where you have a problem with your menstrual cycle, you skipped periods, yeah, or your periods have stopped entirely, when your periods are irregular, when you bleed for more than 7 days, when your periods are less than 21 days or more days apart. What do we mean by 21 days? So this basically means that you start to count you start from the day of your last period, you start to count between 21 days to 28 days. Now, there are different types of women. There are women who have a 21-day cycle, and there are those who have a 28-day cycle. So you start to count from the last day of your period, you start to count 21 days up to your next period, if you're the type of woman who has a 21-day cycle. Yeah. Now, if you notice that the length is more than 28 days to your next period, then that shows that there's a lot of irregularity with your periods, and also shows that there's a problem, or if you're not pregnant, that is. So also if you bleed between periods, yeah, so that means that you have heavier than spotting. You actually see yourself bleeding in between. Now, we said that normal blood flow is, I know some people will have a question with this. There are people, we said that normal blood flow is either when it's bright red or when it's in between the color cranberry. So for sometimes you can have a cranberry, you can see a cranberry color on your sanitary pad, but then you see bleeding on top. You see spotting of like you're bleeding, like bright red spots. Yeah, so bleeding between periods also is a sign of a problem. Then what are the things that can alter your menstrual cycle? Birth control, pregnancy, of course. When you're pregnant, you can't menstruate. PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, uterine fibroids, eating disorders. So we're going to be looking at PCOS, which is something that is so common. When I started dealing with women's reproductive health, and I actually started venturing into learning about it and experiencing, having different experiences with women having issues to do with reproductive health, I noticed that a huge number of women have two common types of conditions, which is either the PCOS or the uterine fibroids. So why is it that so many women will have either of these two? One, PCOS is usually, it's a syndrome, yeah, and what happens is that it affects the ovaries. So you can see from this picture how a normal ovary looks like and how a polycystic ovary looks like. So what causes PCOS? What causes PCOS is overproduction of male hormones. Now, some women will, every woman or every human being, both men and women, we all have both hormones, the female and the male hormones. Even men, they have female hormones, but it's just that the female hormones in men is suppressed. Yeah, and the more of the male hormones come out. Now, women also have male hormones. So during the process of ovulation, sometimes the ovary produces the male hormones called the androgens. Now, for some women, they overproduce this male hormone. Yeah, and especially that's why you see some women will have like beards, you know, they will be very hairy. Normally it's because of the overproduction of these male hormones, the androgens. So now when there's overproduction of male hormones, the lady is not able to release a matured egg from the ovary. So this is what starts forming a cyst. So now the egg is trapped inside the follicle on the ovary because she cannot ovulate. She's overproducing the male hormones, so she cannot ovulate. So the ovary starts to form the cysts, yeah? Starts to form the eggs that are trapped inside the follicles. So it's usually fulfilled sacs, which grows inside the ovaries. And what we can do here in this case is that the lady usually goes, for some ladies who have this issue, they will seek treatment in hospital where the doctor is able to suppress overproduction of these male hormones by giving them some form of treatment. And then we have the uterine fibroid. Now, uterine fibroid is usually caused by overproduction of female hormones. Now, for most women, and especially when they're using birth control pills and some form of birth control, they will overproduce two hormones, the estrogen and the progesterone and estrogen. So fibroids have been linked to contain more receptors of the estrogen and progesterone hormones. So in this case also, women, they need to, with fibroids, the growth starts to form, yeah? So they start to form the uterine fibroid. You can see the growths are forming on the uterus, and it's usually like this. And for some women, it even grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can even see the protrusion on the stomach, depending on the size. So that is what causes the fibroids and the cysts. Now, we have uterine cramping. Now, in uterine cramping during menstruation, there are people who experience, women who experience very sharp pain. That is spasmodic. Spasmodic cramping is super sharp pain. You're feeling the sharp, and it's really close to your abdomen. Yeah. So how to avoid this is a diet is reducing diets that cause this type of cramping. And you find that a diet high in linoleic acids found in vegetables and fish, increases muscle relaxation. And then we have congestive cramping. Congestive cramping is where you feel some dull ache, paining. You feel the pain, but it's dull. It's dull, it's deep, dull, and from a distance. So to counter congestive cramping, avoid wheat and dairy products, alcohol, caffeine, and refined sugar. So you find that some women, when they are eating things are too sugary, they'll start to have the cramping. So you need to avoid all this. Now, how you sleep also helps to help your muscles relax. So the best sleeping position when you have your period is this position. It takes pressure off the abdominal muscles and reduces tension. This helps to also help you sleep comfortably. So foods to eat during your menses. Vegetables are very important. One is because also they help with the supply of iron. We have dark chocolate, bananas, potassium is very good, ginger, lemon, and oranges. Foods to avoid during your menstrual period: no milk, no candy and sugars, no caffeine, avoid spicy foods. So things that will make your period days become more comfortable is eating calcium enriched foods. Go for healthy foods, meditate, stay hydrated, avoid alcohol, avoid stress. And we had those times when you used to use those hot water bottles, and people are still using them. And then iron foods in period are very essential. Now you need to supplement every single time when you're in your period to avoid anemia. And also that's why you see some women when they are menstruating, they'll start to feel the headache and the dizziness. That means that they need to continuously eat foods that are supplementing the blood that they're losing. Now, women do not lose so much blood during menstruation. They lose up to like between 2 tablespoons to 3 tablespoons of blood, during their whole menstruation. So they don't lose that much, but you need to supplement the blood that you're losing. So we have also foods that give you energy during your menstruation, foods that are rich in iron, foods are rich in vitamins and folates. So these are the foods that you're able to eat, wheat, veggies, fruits. So it's also important to drink plenty of water. For men, know that you drink around, of course, it's not for men, but this just shows the statistics. Like women drink around 2.7 liters or 91 ounces of water every day. Then we have tracking mobile applications that can help a woman know or track her cycle very well. For me personally, I use one tracker called Eve Tracker. It's a very good tracker. I also used to use Ovulation Tracker. So these are good apps because they'll always send you a notification that you're going to ovulate in the next 2 days, or you're going to menstruate in the next 2 days. The beauty also is that it helps you to prepare ahead. It helps you to stay armed. It also helps you to track the regularity of your menstrual cycle. So healthy menstrual periods are usually last between 3 to 5 days. So the flow can vary greatly depending on each and every woman. And also tracking your menstrual cycle is important, as you said. Now, when it comes to the whole vagina and reproductive health, you need to also see some of the things that, because of course, after menstrual cycle or even during menstrual cycle, sometimes some women will get some discharge, and even after, how healthy are you? How healthy is your vagina? So healthy vaginal discharge will be clear or whitish in color and will have a slight odor. Now, please note that there will always be that scent, but not an irritating scent, but there's that scent. It's not strong, it's just natural. Now, and also changes in consistency throughout your menstrual cycle. In abnormal vaginal discharge, you will notice that there are a lot of changes. One, the color, yellow, green to gray. Then sometimes you will see cottage cheese. Yeah, the vaginal discharge will look like cottage cheese. And also for some, it will look foamy and frothy. Some will have a strong smell, a strong fishy smell, or a smelling of yeast. Yeah, or also is brown or has some blood spots. Now, when it comes to menstrual, of course, there are products that women use during their menstrual cycle. So we have cloth pads, we have menstrual cups, we have tampons, we have pads, we also have sponge tampons, sorry. So these are different products different women are able to use, depending one on cost, also on comfortability. So we have women who use menstrual cups. Now, each and every product is beneficial in a certain type of way to each and every user. But for me today, I'd like to talk about the pads. One is because I'm not gonna talk about the limitations of each and every product, because personally for me, talking from a personal level, cloth pads for me, I find them a bit hard to manage and handle, and especially in terms of hygiene, it will be really such a big thing for me to wash. Yeah. So secondly, for menstrual cups, handling also is a problem, because now with the whole process of removing it, because this whole cup goes into the vagina. So you have to insert all of it into your vagina. And then when you're menstruating, the menstrual flow will fill inside this cup. So when it fills inside the cup, when it's time to remove it, you just take the tip. Yeah, so you put the whole cup inside and you remove it using the tip. So the whole process of removing it is what I find a bit hard to also handle and control, because there's peeling, there's a lot of messiness. So we have sponge tampons and we have the regular tampons. Now the thing is with this is that for some weird reason, for those people who have very heavy flow, they are not able to, they're not able to feel secure just by a single tampon. So if you're having extremely heavy flow, I've seen some women top up. They'll use the tampon, but they'll top up with a pad. So for me, I'd like to focus more on the disposable pads. One is because of handling, you just use and dispose. But we're also going to look at the quality of sanitary napkin. Now, sanitary napkin is the product that a lot of women are using. One is because it's convenient, easy to use, easy to dispose, yeah, and it's not something that you're inserting inside your vagina, so you're not causing infections into your vagina and all that stuff. Because when you're inserting things into your vagina, you're also introducing infections. If you're not such a hygienic person, you need to be very hygienic to be able to handle those type of products. So what are the advantages of sanitary napkin, which is something I'm focusing on? The sanitary napkin can be used and disposed, like I said.
And share again because of these lines.
Okay. Okay, so it decreases the chances of infections. Like I said, you're not inserting it inside your vagina. Your vagina is very sensitive. You're not supposed to be inserting things anyhow inside. Helps in mobility, and also it gives you security during your daily routine work. Now, how often should you change your sanitary napkin? Change at least once a day. Yeah. Also, during heavy menses, some people will be changing it in 1 hour. Do not keep until completely soaked. So when you're looking at this situation, now this is the part now I'm going to come in with a sanitary napkin that gives you so much convenience, and especially when you're track recording flow, how dry you feel, super comfort, fighting infections, So choice of sanitary napkin matters. And here we're going to be looking at high quality sanitary napkin, no side effects, high absorbent capability, and soft comfort. So did you know that cervical cancer is #2 killer disease in women? And one of the poor causes is use of poor quality sanitary napkins. Now, this is one thing we also need to look into, because as we've all looked at the whole process of menstrual cycle and how women are exposed to different types of things that also gives them a lot of issues with their reproductive health, then we also need to consider the quality of the products that they use during their menstrual cycle. How safe are these products? Yeah, so most of the sanitary napkins you see in the market are usually made from bleach and recycled paper or industrial gel, so which usually causes a number of infections, inflammation, UTIs, dysmenorrhea, which is painful cramps, and we want to avoid that. So by looking at the sanitary napkins we have in the market, now this is what I've been able to do in my course of 2 years, looking into being a victim. I'm coming from a place where I was a victim of poor quality sanitary napkin until I found the right sanitary napkin to use. And this is why talking about this is something I do with so much passion, because I like to give solutions to women just as much as I found a solution. Yeah, so what is hiding inside your pad? Now, most of the sanitary napkins you use in the market are usually bleached. They usually recycled paper bleached with a chemical known as dioxin and furans. And these chemicals are cancerous. Yeah, they contain carcinogenic components. We have also fragrance, scents. Scented pads are not good at all. Yeah, scented pads are the worst. Basically, they cause endocrine disruption because they contain chemicals. We also have adhesive chemicals which give allergic rash, and that's why some women will experience irritations, burns when they're using these sanitary napkins we have in the market. So some of these chemicals you can see from styrene, we have chloromethane, acetone, chloroethane, and this is, you won't believe that this is exactly how the sanitary napkin looks before it's actually processed. Yeah, it's usually when it's recycled, most of them, the material that is used is not usually white, as you see. By the time it's that white, it has undergone thorough process of bleaching. Yeah, so you can see the process of bleaching using the chemicals dioxin. Now, let me tell you what happens. When a lady is using a sanitary napkin that has these chemicals, during the menstrual flow, now as she's sitting on the pad, the menstrual flow is mixing with these chemicals. One is because the menstrual flow is hot, so it's mixing with these chemicals. And what happens is that she's reabsorbing the chemicals inside her vagina. Yeah, so the chemicals are reabsorbing inside her body. And that is why you find that ladies will experience a lot of itchiness, vaginal dryness. Even after menstruation, she will feel like she just got an infection. One is because of exposure to these chemicals. Now, reasons why you should also not use scented sanitary napkins. Now, check your sanitary napkin. You should not have scents. Now, scented sanitary napkins are actually counterproductive. They even make matters worse. Yeah, and you find that the artificial fragrance that is used is actually very harmful. So we are going to be looking at a sanitary napkin. This is a solution I discovered, and it's a sanitary napkin that I use. The sanitary napkin, when you're looking at factors, so what will make you choose a good sanitary napkin or consider one as good as a good sanitary napkin? One you're looking at is comfort. You're comfortable. You're not feeling uncomfortable when using the pad. Number two, you're looking at is absorbency. How well can this sanitary napkin absorb my my menstrual flow to a point where I'm feeling dry the whole day? Now, that is what gives you comfort. It also gives you confidence. You can run your day knowing that you are not staining your clothes. Number three is you're looking at a sanitary napkin that is not exposing you to infections. It's not adding infections to your body. You know, it's not giving you bad side effects because of the chemicals that have been used. So these are the three things that we're looking into. Now, there's the sanitary napkin. And this sanitary napkin basically is called Superb Clean. Yeah, it's a Superb Clean sanitary napkin. And I love the fact that Longreach has been launching this sanitary napkin into the market to offer solutions to women, to as many women as possible. One is because I noticed that there's a very huge gap in the market for high quality sanitary napkins, and especially in Africa. Yeah. So one of the things is that this sanitary napkin has key unique features, and it has 8 layers. It has 8 layers of cotton. It has a it has a what do you call it? A strip that helps to fight off infections, which is called the biomagnetic strip. And then it has a super absorbent polymer. Yeah, so the super absorbent polymer that they've put in this sanitary napkin is the same one they use in diapers. So when you look at diapers, baby diapers, you can see that there are some tiny things that come out. Yeah, the super absorbent polymer that's able to keep the baby dry throughout. Like you'll never, no matter how the baby urinates, you cannot see the urine coming out of the diaper. So that is the same thing that they've used in this sanitary napkin. So with the strip, now this is the highlight of the sanitary napkin. One is because the one thing you're looking at, or let me say the second thing you're looking at after comfort, is how you can use a sanitary napkin that helps to improve your reproductive health. And this is it. This strip here is the highlight. It has biomagnetism, anions, and far infrared. Now, these are natural elements, and they have been used for over 3,000 years in traditional medicine. One, to promote healing. The other one is to also improve your overall body functions. So these are the 3 elements in the green strip, as you can see. So this green strip has, it's able to balance hormones. Number one, we've seen that during menstruation and some of the things that causes the different conditions in women, like fibroids cysts, is imbalance of hormones, reproductive hormones. So the far infrared effect is able to balance hormones. How it does that is that far infrared is natural. It's just natural heat. So as you're seated under your bulb during this meeting, when you're under the sun, you're getting far infrared. Yeah, so what far infrared does is that it's able to raise your body temperature, which helps to improve blood circulation. Now, improving blood circulation also helps to improve the endocrine functions, which help to balance hormones. Yeah, so and hormones also travel in the blood, and that's the thing also with when you promote blood circulation, you're also able to enhance the efficiency of which hormones are able to travel throughout your body. So anions help to relieve pain. Now we've looked at PMS symptoms. From symptoms, we've looked to cramping. So the different types of cramping and the pain women experience, especially during their menstruation time, the anions are known as vitamins of life. They're able to not only to purify the vaginal environment, but they're able to relieve pain. So that is why you see that when you go to areas where they're like the beach, or you go into a dense forest, you'll just feel relaxed because anions are able to purify the air. They're also able to bring you that relaxing feeling. So that's the same thing they do to your body. They're able to relieve that pain. So then we have my biomagnetism. Now, biomagnetism is something that has been practiced, and especially in traditional Chinese medicine for decades, in promoting healing. So they used to use biomagnetism a lot to be able to quicken the rate at which your body is able to respond to repairing injury of tissues in your body. Not only does it do this, but it also helps to prevent your menstrual flow from breeding anaerobic bacteria. So this gives you like a cover. So now the 3 functions, the 3 elements in the pad are able to give you maximum. Now this is also what gives the sanitary napkin its ability to shrink fibroids and cysts, and also prevent their formation. So this helps a lot with women, both the ones who have not yet formed fibroids and cysts, and those who are already dealing with it. Yeah, it has helped so many women deal with those issues. So this is how it basically looks like. They have been able to categorize in each different. Let me explain. We have the small pack. Now the small pack has it has 8 pieces. Now this is the normal flow. Then we have heavy flow. Now for heavy flow, it's usually longer than the normal flow and also can hold much more milliliters of blood. So the other one is the mini pad. Now, during the last days of menstrual flow, ladies do not menstruate that much. For most, let me say for most, do not menstruate that much. So if you're spotting, you don't need to waste a whole pad. So you just finish up with the mini pad. And then afterwards, you wear panty liners. Yeah, you continuously wear the panty liners. So the panty liners also have this same strip, as you can see here. And the panty liners help to improve your reproductive health. It helps to also prevent you from so many things. Now, it's very important for a lady to wear the panty liner, even after menstruation, to continuously maintain that. Now, the panty liner is unisex. It can also be, it's also used by men, but we'll get that to another day. But just quickly to mention, for men, it helps with balancing the hormones, which also helps to prevent over-enlargement of the prostate and also prostate cancer. So this also should be used especially by men who are attaining 40 years and above, because once a man hits 40, their prostate starts to enlarge. Now, let me mention, men do not wear the panty liner as women are wearing it. Men will stick the panty liner between, on the area that is below the belly button and on top of the penis. Just slightly on top of the penis and below the belly button is where the man sticks the panty liner, the strip of the panty liner facing the other way. So the strip should touch your skin. So that is where the prostate of a man is located. The prostate of a man is located between, under the belly button and on top of the penis. That is where the prostate of the man is located. So the man will use a panty liner, will use a panty liner differently from the woman. So now the menstrual pack, of course, if you look at the menstrual hygiene, you need to bathe, at least bathe, even if it's 3 times a day. Now, during a menstrual period, as you're continuously changing your sanitary napkin, try as much as possible to bathe on every, if you're, of course, we are working. So in the morning when you leave for work, you shower, change. Then in the evening when you come back, shower, change. Yeah. So use a good body care that is also antibacterial, that helps to preserve your overall reproductive health and your overall health, your overall hygiene. So then the sanitary kit, of course, and then is also the hormone balancing pills. Now, you know, our bodies are not so perfect. Yeah, our bodies are designed to maintain that process of cleansing and also maintaining our health. But because also our lifestyles have changed, the foods that we're eating, the things that we are exposed to in our environment, you find that the way our body operates changes with time, also with age. So it's good to always give your body that support to be able to enhance its process of maintaining your overall health. And that is why, for me, I encourage a lot the organic hormone balancing pills. Now, forget the other hormone pills. Use organic ones. Yeah, use organic ones that will not affect you. So the organic one is this one. It's called the Dreamy Beauty Capsule. One, it's made from hydrolytic pearl powder. Now, if you Google hydrolytic pearl powder, it has been used for years, and it was used widely, especially in UK, to promote beauty, enhance skin functions, also bring balance to the hormones. So this one also helps with blotches in the skin, and not only with women in their childbearing years, but it's also used by women in their menopause time. Now, please note that after, I think, 45. Now, before, women used to get menopause when they were, I think, 50, 60. But not because, like I said, lifestyle has changed. Women are getting their menopause early, in their early 40s this time. Some we are even getting it at 38 years. So it's good to have a pill that helps you with balancing your hormones. Now, in menopause also, there comes a number of discomforts. Now, women in menopause will get like too much sweating, you know, they'll be sweating a lot. So this one helps to reduce that, bring the balance to the hormones, also enhances fertility. Now, we say that in every single period, a woman ovulates 1 egg. Yeah, so this one helps to enhance fertility. For women also who are using birth control pills mess up the reproductive system. So you find that if a woman stops birth control pills, for most women, their body takes long to pick up, to be able to ovulate again. So this one quickens the process. Now, the other one is the militaries, cordyceps militaris. This one is a supplement that basically helps with tumors. Now, we've looked at uterine fibroids. We've looked at cyst. So this is one supplement that has high tumor inhibition capability. So if you're a lady and you're dealing with fibroids, you're dealing with cyst, this is a very good product to use it as you go. So it helps to shrink and reduce the fibroids and the cysts. Yeah, it shrinks them completely and totally. Now we have calcium, zinc, and now we were looking at menstruation. We were looking at also foods that you're supposed to eat. Yeah, so to be very honest, quite frankly speaking, most women are not able to assemble all the foods. Yeah, you're not able to pick vegetables. Some of us have a very busy schedule. Some may not also afford it. Yeah, time factors and also price factors. You just want something that is so simple, does not give you stress and convenient. Like a tablet like this contains iron, contains calcium, the things that you need, especially during your menstrual period. So iron helps to supplement blood back. Calcium helps to strengthen your bones, yeah, and also helps to ease menstrual cramping. So if you're getting cramping, eat calcium. You will notice that the pain will go down. So we have the green tea. Now, during PMS symptoms, we have issues. Some women will have issues with bloating. They'll feel like they have so much gas accumulated in the stomach. So they can take green tea to ease the discomfort of bloating. Yeah. Then we have the water. We say that women should drink plenty of water, up to 2.7 liters or 19 ounces per day. Now, did you know that drinking alkaline water is even better? One is because this cup is able to alkalize water that you're drinking. Now, alkaline water helps to reduce cholesterol, and it also helps to reduce weight. So one of the symptoms of, not symptoms, but one of the causes of heavy bleeding also is obesity. So women who are too big. And also another thing is that when you have too many fatty tissues in your body as a woman, when you're having the hormones, with estrogen hides in fat tissues. Yeah, so when estrogen levels are high and they start to accumulate in your fatty tissues, you find that this also causes over thickening of your uterine wall, which leads eventually to growths. Yeah, you start getting fibroids. So it's good to also check your fat, check your cholesterol, check your weight. So use the alkaline cup, drink a lot of plenty of alkaline water to also help you with your hormone levels and bring you hormone balance. So these are some of the testimonies. The testimonies are many, but I thought that if I put all the testimonies here, we may have a very long session. So I've tried to make this session as short as possible so that I don't take so much of the time. Now you can see here, these are different ladies that I've personally dealt with. Yeah, and they shared these testimonies with me. They had different types of growths. Yeah, no, the one who had the biggest one was this particular lady who had this big fibroid. And she just went, I know the picture is very gross, so I don't want to put that on screen for so long. So she went to urinate, and she had been using the panty liner. First of all, please note that she had only gotten her period once, and she used the panty liner for 4 months. So she was not getting her period for at least 3 months. She was not getting her period. So she was just using the panty liner and the cordyceps. Now, one day she just went to urinate and the whole thing dropped. It was at 2 a.m. She called, and when I woke up in the morning, I saw so many missed calls, and I was asking her what happened. You know, like I thought something bad has happened. because of course at 2 a.m. I'm asleep. So in the morning we spoke, and she was so scared, she was so scared. She even went to the hospital to get checked and all that, but everything was fine. Her fibroid plucked out after 4 months of continuously wearing the panty liner and using the pad on the first month. So this is the solution that many women are finding with the right sanitary napkin, with the right products. And this is why we need to take care of our bodies. Menstruation leads to ovulation, which is a very important process, and especially for childbearing, which results, of course, in procreation if mating occurs. And without this, there will be no birth. So treat your body as your neighbor. God said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So persons who are not attending to their bodies are prone to sickness and diseases. Yeah, and you only have one body, you only have one life to live, and you cannot borrow another person's body. So let's all learn or incorporate ways of taking care of ourselves. So the strength of a woman, end of the day, regardless, every woman is special, every woman is unique, every woman is strong. Yeah, from the world came a woman. And this brings me to an end of the session. But before we call it, I'd like to recite a poem for you guys. Yeah. I'd like to recite a poem for you guys, for the women. I'd like to bring it to the women. I don't know, SD Charles, let me go on with my poem, yeah? I used to do poetry.
Yeah.
You
have
yes?
the time.
Time.
You have it. You have the time. Continue.
Okay. I'll just be quick on this one. So let me say that back in the day, I was into poetry. But as we grow up, when I was younger, I was into poetry. But as we grow up, we find different things. We find ourselves as we go. So this is a poem to all the lovely ladies in this meeting. I want you to know that you're special, and I want you to know that you're appreciated, and I want you to know that you're a strong woman, and continue being a strong woman regardless of whatever you're going through, whatever the circumstance. So here you go. My poem is The Strength of a Woman, okay? So the strength of a woman is carrying the burden of family without expectation that someone will feel her pain or cry her tears. The strength of a woman is the first one to wake up and the last to go to bed. The strength of a woman is to stay pretty and doll up all the masks she has to wear in order to survive. The strength of a woman is crying herself to sleep at night, then embracing you in the morning with a hug and a smile. The strength of a woman is my mother, a woman who says she's okay when you can tell she's in pain. A woman who smiles when the going gets tough, and a woman who finds laughter after crying. The strength of a woman is to raise a child she does not know. The strength of a woman hears a child's crying and knows exactly what they want. The strength of a woman is courage and independence. The strength of a woman is doing whatever it takes to survive. The strength of a woman is the backbone that holds everyone together. Behind every strong man, they say, is a strong woman. The strength of a woman is her ability to hold her tongue when her significant other is wrong, to stop her children from misbehaving with a look in her eye, to pick herself up and dust herself off, to make her family smile in the midst of a storm, to multitask and adapt to different situations, to swallow her pride. The strength of a woman is her unconditional love for her children and for others. The strength of a woman is to be a peacemaker. The strength of a woman is to be able to feel things no one else can. The strength of a woman is to be able, the strength of a woman is to have faith in God. For she knows God is the only one that has her back, helping others when they are in need, always there to take the lead, suffering hard times not for long, because her will is very strong. makes you happy with lots of jokes. Most importantly, they're jokes of hope. Her colors are beautiful, scarlet red, lots of blessings upon her head. The strength of a woman will always know, because her strength will always show. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. That brings me an end to this presentation. I love you, everyone. I love you all. Stay strong. You are a strong woman. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That was powerful, Julie Kariuki. Well, thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. I hope you all got value. If you, I want you to show your appreciation to Julie tonight. Show your appreciation by dropping some fire emoji. That was powerful. You know, every society we have today. So I celebrate you all, and I'm super excited to be a man that is also talking about women and also making money from the sanitary napkin. Guys, look here. This is what is up. This is what changed my life. You know, any organization you don't find women, I think you should run from that organization. Any organization you don't find women, run from it. If you agree with me, drop 111 in the comments. You know, women. The reason why we have more women in network marketing than any other profession is because, you know, for you to have success in network marketing, you have to be caring, you have to be loving, you have to be empathic, you have to be empathetic, you have to, for all the quality of leadership, because for you to have you have to have a good relationship with people. So women has more of those qualities because we men, we are so hard and very difficult to convince when it comes to a profession like this. So we are super excited. I see so many people asking of the slide. We'll get back to you, but if you want the slide, you have an assignment to do. I'll give you all the assignment. If you're yet to follow us on Facebook, go follow us. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram now. Then just send me a message. Follow or tag your friends to follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Go to the Kenyan page, Kenyan's YouTube page. Go follow that. Go subscribe to that page. You see Julie Kariuki's video on the sanitary napkin there. The demo she did on the Kenya YouTube page. Go watch it also to learn more. Then I have an important announcement to make. How many of us are here to get this book? If you're here to get this book called Disrupt, How to Become Highly Successful in Network Marketing, go get it. Go get it on Amazon. For those of us who are not in Nigeria, if you're in Nigeria, inbox me if you need a copy. A copy is 5,000 naira and it's coming with a free workbook that is supposed to be 2,000 naira. So inbox me, you get a copy. Then we'll get the slide across, but I don't know what means, but whatever means you use in getting the message, let's see what happens. So you can get the information. There's a poll going on this book also, on my book. Among other books, is topic number 1 in that poll, and I appreciate all those who have voted for this book, for my book. So go vote. If you are yet to vote, go and vote. Go to Business for Home. Let me see if I can share my screen so that you can see the screen. So this is, go to Business for Home. This is Business for Home. This is the poll. You can see my book here. Disrupt Charles Tambo. We have 148 votes. Why 148 votes when we have over 200 people, yeah. So go vote, go download the app. It's a 1-minute process, very 1 minute. If your internet is very strong, download Business for Home app, go to poll and just look for my book and vote. That's all. That's all you need. Go to poll, look for my book and vote. So do that. Next week on Wednesday, we are having Barrister Azinge, Lady Azinge on the Meet Your Success Partner. Many of us have heard a story how she, in the corporate level, she was able to get to star director in Longreach. She's a 2-star director, a powerful lady, woman. So next week, we're going to be having her on Meet Your Success Partner. Then there is a masterclass that is coming up that I want to encourage all of you to attend. If you are interested in that masterclass, make sure there's a masterclass. Where's this class? Okay, events, virtual masterclass. So there's a masterclass that is coming up December 10, 11, 12. It's a 3 days. You know, I had an opportunity to be one of the speakers in the last Business for Home Virtual Growth Conference. And December, there is another masterclass coming in, and it is €35 for you to be part of it. Look at it. A ticket is just €35 for all 3 days. And these are the things you're going to be learning on the masterclass: how to use social media to build your business, how to talk to your warm market, how to recruit people into your team, how to follow up on prospects, how to build a rock solid team, how to coach your team, how to find a perfect mentor and coach, how to add value and position as a great leader, and how to deal with the inevitable rejection, how to develop an unbreakable mindset, and how to build up part-time. And we have amazing speakers, and maybe probably I'll be one of the speakers. So if you know you are interested in being part of this masterclass, I want you to send a message to me on my Facebook, inbox me, masterclass. We are privileged to have Vivian Mokeme in South Africa to be one of the speakers. And we have some of the speakers are my mentors in this business, so they will be there also. Then I need 200 people who will be interested in this. If you are interested personally, inbox me, let me get you whatever means I can get it paid. Then you can pay me in Naira, whatever means you want to use it, pay me. Just inbox me, said masterclass coming up December. Within these 2 weeks, I need 50 to 200 people who will be interested in this masterclass. So inbox me. That is around, let's say, 15 to 20,000 Naira. You know, in Nigeria, the dollar rate or euro rate is always increasing. So if you're interested, inbox me, and I will get you registered person through me. You can get registered. So all you need to do is pay the money to me. Then you're interested. I'm going to form a group for those 150 or 200 people. Then you also have the opportunity to be getting messages from me to also learn from me. You have the opportunity to learn from me directly on the group, because the last one I had them on the group, and they are still getting some stuff from me. Then my Disrupt class. How many of us miss Disrupt? I'm in Kenya, so I'm supposed to have the class this month. Next month, I don't, but the next class is coming up October. Spend 30 days with me. Disrupt your business. 30 days with Charles Tambo. So somebody is asking of my contacts. You can send me a message on WhatsApp if you're interested in the masterclass. No, send me a message on Facebook. Connect with me. Why? Inbox me. Huh? I'll reply you. Or if you have my WhatsApp number, send me a message on WhatsApp. So Disrupt is coming up in October. 30 days grind, back-to-back training on how you can become successful in network marketing. If you attended Disrupt, also attend the masterclass. So join me if you're interested in the Disrupt. You can also inbox me. Disrupt is $80 for 30 days with me. We spend an hour or 2 hours together. And for those in Nigeria, it's 30,000 naira for Disrupt. You have this 2 weeks to do 30,000. After 2 weeks, it's going to 50,000 naira for you to be in my Disrupt class. So if you're interested, also send me a message that you're interested. Then you also have the privilege to have a 30-day one-on-one group mentoring, not one-on-one. One-on-one is costly, guys. One-on-one is costly, so you have a group mentoring. So with this information you have now on the sanitary napkin,